Hi, welcome to The Diner, where we help you eat clean and live lean. I'm your host, Ian Lauer, and with us today is Tad the Diet Coach.
Thank you very much, Ian, for having me on the show, and thank you for the viewers for tuning in to see us.
Today's subject, fruit. And when you're watching your carbohydrate intake, a lot of times you may find you're avoiding fruit. But there is a time and place, and it also has a lot of great nutrients and vitamins, so it's not really a good thing to completely omit most of the time. So we have some examples of fruit, and I want you to talk about them,
sure.
if you don't mind. But there are different forms as well. You have juices, then regular, and then it's been processed into an applesauce. This is obviously Ted's favorite. He likes the little character.
That's my daughter's.
Yeah, it's my daughter's. And then we have other fruits that I don't know why anybody wants dried up fruits, but we have raisins and then fresh fruit. So could you tell us a little bit about fruit and how it can be beneficial while still adding carbohydrates?
Absolutely. Fruit is essential to our diets, and it's a great topic. So fruit, people are always surprised when they see my diets and there's a little bit of fruit on there, and they say, "Oh, I thought I had to cut out on my fruit when I started dieting," but you really don't have to. However, the caveat here is that if you consume too much fruits, because fructose, your body doesn't metabolize fructose the same way it does other starches. So if you get too much starch from fructose, too much fructose, it can actually be bad. And your body can it's very easy for your body to create triglycerides from it, so fats. So if you overdo it, it can be bad. But in modest amounts, it can be very healthy for us, and we actually need them. Things like fresh fruits are the best. This is a lemon, but the one great thing about lemons is that it actually, believe it or not, most people would think it'd be acidic, but it actually creates alkalinity in your body. Limes and lemons do this. Now, when you process fruits like this applesauce, which we give our daughter, it says no sugar added, by the way, just so you know, because we don't like to give her any extra sugar. But this is a pretty decent one. But some of them where they're adding sugar, and then it really destroys much of the goodness of the actual fruit, because now you're adding, and most of the sugar, by the way, that you find in the processed foods come from corn-based products or come from fructose. And it reacts very differently in the body, and it causes us to store more body fat because it creates more triglycerides. Raisins. So the distinction here in many of the fruits is the density of the carbohydrates. Raisins, very dense. It reacts very quickly in your system, so you have to really be careful with how much of the raisins you do. And again, raisins is just a dried up form of a grape, so you got to really watch. So grapes is the same way. You have to watch how much of that you take in. But there's things like orange juice, and oranges and citrus fruits are actually moderately dense, so they're actually okay, to have a small, grapefruit or medium orange or something like that, or orange juice that's got no sugar added, like this one. I don't think there is. No, there's no sugar added on this one. And so it's okay to have those things in your diet in modest amounts. Remember, you're just supplementing your carbohydrate intake with some simple sugars that give you immediate energy, and actually they have a metabolic boosting effect. So because of the way they enter the system, because of the way they interact, your body actually helps keep your metabolism healthy. Peaches are one of my favorite fruits. Now, it's a little denser, but as compared to something like, which is probably much, much better, which people commonly find on my diets, are things like melons, any kind of melon, watermelon, cantaloupe, these kinds of things, and of course berries. Because berries are actually very less dense as well. So all these are really great. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, those are all great. You can have quite an abundance of them, a cup or so, and really only get about 14 or 15 grams of carbs. And so it's really, really quite a good. It adds flavor, it adds fruit, and it also adds some extra small amount of simple sugars to your diet. So fruit in general is great, but too much can be too bad.
All right, some great advice when it comes to fruit. So in moderation, it's good to have in your diet. Can spark your metabolism when used in reasonable amounts.
Right. Absolutely, and I remember when the old adage used to be an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and I think the idea was that fruits give us vitamins and minerals and other things as well, but they also provide us with good energy. But you also might say that too many apples a day makes you go see the doctor,
or just puts you in the John.
Yeah, exactly.
The green apple quick
Prunes,
step.
Well,
before we go down this road too much farther, we're going
it's a shitty road.
That's what it is. We're going to wrap up this episode of The Diner. Thanks for joining us, so make sure you click back soon for some more great episodes.